Warning, spoilers for The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2 are literally the crux of this entire video. If you haven't played the games, despite one of them being nearly a decade old, or are watching the show and don't want any spoilers, go away. When many people are asked the question, what is truly the greatest game of all time? So many games will get thrown on the pedestal and revered as a modern gaming masterpiece. A video game equivalent to Citizen Kane, The Godfather, and Over the Hedge. More often than not, no matter how many people you ask, your results boil down to one of three groups. Some people, such as well-meaning but uninformed players whose first game was Fortnite, would say something like the newest AAA game because, in the immortal words of Epic Gamer 69 on Reddit, old equals bad. Others are simply blinded by nostalgia and choose whatever game they sunk the most hours in after school when they were a kid, and more often than not are the same people advocating for the good old days of teaching the next generation a new slur in every Call of Duty pre-game lobby. Yum, 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 I eat dick all day. These people are still probably amused by MLG videos. And there's always that group who, no matter what game you say, will take every opportunity to shout you down, find every single documented way to call you a smooth-brained moron or something to that effect, and inevitably farm you for Reddit karma on some circle jerk subreddit. 2 Reddit jokes already. I'm on a roll today. Although, because apparently I'm a well-meaning psychopath who wants to watch the world burn, today I fall into the third category, minus the Reddit part though, because I may have poor taste, but it's not that poor. On that note, let's talk about The Last of Us. Opinion warning ahead. The Last of Us is a game that I've played through more times than I've but unlike it felt a lot less rewarding with each time. Now, before I go over the edge of my opinion will never be respected or taken seriously again, lol, never was, I will happily go on record to say the story of The Last of Us is pretty good, all things considered. Characters who are actually people, a story and setting I can get behind no matter how sick of pandemics I am. And in the core of it all is the second coolest Texan I could think of at the time of writing my script, behind the engineer from Team Fortress 2, Joel goddamned Miller. I'll get back to him once I'm frustrated enough, but for now, I want to focus on something that was the gaming equivalent of a seagull trying to scran your chips on a beach in the middle of August. I don't like the combat system. Coming off of playing literally any other third-person game that has a gun, The Last of Us feels like working for Metacritic after The Last of Us 2 came out. Oh, that's a lot of damage! The weapons feel weighty. It feels satisfying to bonk someone on the head, but they go too far. It's like instead of swinging a 2x4, I'm swinging down the M5 at 90 miles an hour after having a BoJack Horseman style night out. Granted, it's nowhere near as clunky as Skyrim's melee combat, but it deserves a mention at the very least. And another thing, there's very few set pieces that stick out to me. The exception to this, of course, is the section with Bill, the bit with the trap and the fridge and the bloater, and they're all pretty cool, if hamstrung by earlier issues. Also, Bill is just really cool, so yeah. I wish there was more Bill. Be like Bill. Or maybe don't. Unless there's an apocalypse. I don't know. I'm not a self-help coach / survivalist / whatever you want to call it. And there's also Sam and Henry. And they were very, very well handled throughout their little excursion. Except during my first playthrough, as soon as I set eyes on them, my exact words were, yeah, these guys are going to die. Both of them. That's not to say their part of the game isn't well done, because as I already said about 46 words ago, they were very well handled, but it falls victim to the same pitfall a lot of other segments fall into, barring the little sniper bits. Very good storytelling and character, but nothing behind the eyes. All the gameplay beats that The Last of Us 1 hits, barring the aforementioned bits I've already talked about, are the same hits I get while playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Which just makes me think I'd rather be playing Red Dead Redemption 2, which is making me think I'd rather talk about Red Dead Redemption 2. But I'm not going to do that, because I'm going to circle back to Joel Miller.
The idea is to sacrifice the
fate of humanity as we know it.
The ending of The Last of Us 1, while emotional, undeniably, is so agonizing. because it's Joel taking the fate of humanity into his own hands. He's not saving the world, he's saving his world. Ellie was ready and willing to give herself as a sacrifice to make the cure, but Joel decided in his Texan glory, nope, that ain't happening, bucko. I'm gonna ruin everything and kill probably humanity's only good chance at survival. And it's so unbelievably frustrating because how can one man be so ignorant and arrogant to the point where he can feel comfortable making that choice? Yes, I know that's the point of the ending. Like, you're not supposed to feel good, but it just completely writes him off as redeemable. And I know that's not the point. He's not supposed to be redeemable, but it's just so unbelievably... Ugh. Honestly, bit of a controversial take. When I found out that he gets golf clubbed in the second part...
Hole in one!
I was cheering. That sounds terrible, but I was. I was just sitting to myself like, yes, you deserve it. I'm losing my mind here. But anyway, I'm going to circle back to a proper argument before I get too frustrated. The Last of Us 1, because I haven't actually finished playing Last of Us Part 2 yet, if I had to include a spoiler warning because lol. The Last of Us Part 1 is still really good story-wise. The gameplay hasn't grabbed me. I've played it through 3 times now, and still nothing. It's just... I don't know. If you feel like I haven't given this game a fair shake of the stick, let me know in the comments below. Feel free to like, or probably dislike, because I've probably pissed off a lot of people. Or subscribe if you want me to annoy more people. Anyway, I'm done. I'm done with that.